Hello and welcome to Loving Me, Myself, and Life with me, Joni Misiak. So last episode, I shared about my candida overgrowth in my gut journey. So today I wanted to build on that. I wanted to share how to love yourself through the physical and mental challenges. So whatever physical or mental challenges you might face, how do you love yourself through them? I know I found myself beating myself up at times, and I did share in depth with that last episode. So I don't want to, get too much into my story now. I want to share details with how you can love yourself through physical and mental challenges. So there is a balance between being gentle with yourself and taking steps on getting better. And I know I shared like the roller coaster I had and in different phases that I would work out of that. And it's just taking time to sit with yourself. And I know it can be hard when you're mentally and physically, having something going on. But it's allowing yourself to sit there and feel. And I mean, like, it can be anger, rage. It could be sadness that you have some kind of physical something going on, or mentally, or both. In my case, it was both. And it could feel like a tug of war going on within your body and your brain and your mind, and you're like, just things going, like, it can just feel like I want to do this, or I want to do this. Like, you might have plans going on and you're like, I need to do this, but I don't feel like it, or different things going on. And so it can feel like this tug of war. And hopefully that makes sense, where you have you just keep struggling with your own self. And it can be really hard to love yourself in those moments. You can beat yourself up saying, you wish you didn't have, this. Like for me, it was like, wish I didn't have candida. I wish I didn't have to eat differently than other people. And, you can get on that really anger about having whatever physical, mental, thing you might be going through or you're going through. And it's loving yourself. And like I said, sitting there with yourself, feel the feelings. A great thing to do is journal. Heck, man, if you're angry, pound a pillow, pound your mattress, take it out, scream out in the forest, whatever it needs to be. Vent to friends, and just understand, and it can be really hard when you're at the beginning to understand that there's a deeper level to things. Because when you're just at that beginning, it can be really hard to let go of the anger, the frustration, the sadness. But take it day by day, even minute by minute or hour by hour, whatever feels good to you. And I know it might be hard to feel anything good right now when you might be with experiencing physical or mental challenges. Depends on how in depth they are, right? We all go through different things, different intensities, different levels, and different experiences. And the important thing is to give yourself a hug, be with yourself, and then see what it is you need. Do you need support? Do you need to share with somebody how you're feeling? To journal. I know for me, leaning on music was a big one. If my mood was low, I just put music on. So lately, there's been a lot of music going on in our house. So it's figuring out what you need in that moment. And at the same time, like I mentioned last episode, there's a difference between being loving to yourself and gentle to yourself and babying yourself. So this might seem a little harsh, but sometimes we can coddle ourselves or just take care of ourselves in a way that is not helpful. And I say this with so much love because I've been there, where I'm just I feel like crap, so I'm just going to do nothing. And maybe that's the phase you're at, where you need to just be there for a minute. But when that turns into weeks, months, or a year or two, it doesn't feel good living there so long. So sometimes we need to be a little tough loved. And I don't mean harsh or beat yourself up over what's happening. I mean educating yourself on what to do next. So that's what goes into the next thing I want to talk about, is educate yourself. So if you're going through something that is mentally trying, it's reach out to people that are educated in that area, or read books if you can. I know when I was going through a lot of brain fog and fatigue, the thought of reading was insane. But it's reach out to people that have that information until you can read information. Listen to videos, listen to audiobooks if you can. It's meeting yourself where you are and then reaching for the next ring on the ladder and then the next ring on the ladder. But so you don't have to jump all the way to the top right away. You don't have to be like, I'm down here, I feel like crap. Whatever mental, struggles you have, challenges or physical challenges you have, you're at the bottom. But that doesn't mean you have to stay there. One ring at a time, one hand in front of the other, or one foot in front of the other, you get yourself up. And that will look different for each person. As I record this, I have been on this Candida journey that I'm aware of anyways. My treatment plan has been 5 months. I've been dealing with this crazy shenanigans for 5 months. And I can really still fall down where I'm like, yeah, why isn't my body healing faster? Why didn't I learn this sooner? Or why didn't I discover the Candida overgrowth? Like all these things. Why didn't I get my blood work done sooner? And we can get caught up in the what ifs or could have beens or should have beens. And that doesn't help us. And that's what I mean about being the gentle. Like, we don't want to beat ourselves up, and we don't want to live in the past either. Like, those things aren't serving us into the future, right? They're negative things. But that doesn't mean you can't start there and feel them. And then it doesn't mean that they won't pop up from time to time. They might. It's like, okay, here I am again, feeling these things. Why do I feel these things? Why are they showing up? Why am I frustrated? Like, for me, I'm like, because it's taking so long. I just want to, I wanted to say, I want to get back to eating normal. But the truth is, I won't be going back to the way I was eating. I have to find a new normal. And maybe my body knows that I need to finally get my acting gear and find a new normal before I feel better. Who knows? I will only be able to tell you on the other side of this. So educate yourself however way you can. And like I said, I've learned so much over these 5 months. I learned even more these past few weeks because I really deep dived. I'm like, I need to get this healed. I need to feel so much better. Where if I eat a banana or some kind of sugary fruit, I don't go in a complete rash head to toe. Because honestly, right now, that's what would happen if I ate any bite of sugar, a rash all over the place. So educate yourself and ask questions. I wish, honestly, and here we go again, I wish I would have liked to have asked more questions at the beginning, like to really deep dive into Candida. I didn't even know what it was when I was told about it. I was just like, oh. And then I went home and I did read a lot of stuff online. And I really deep dived. And I just kind of wish I would have leaned on more information like that earlier on. I did take a lot of it with me, but I kind of wish I would have went even further in that information. However, like I've been saying, I can't go back. Just like you can't go back. We only can meet ourselves where we are today and move forward. So it's about letting go of the baggage of the past, leaving it on the side of the road, on the whatever, set it down. Just set her on down, because that doesn't help us. Excuses don't help us. I used to think that loving myself, I was like, I love myself, so I can eat that donut. I now look at myself a little differently. I'm like, because I love myself, I'm going to say no to sugar. Because I know how harmful it is to my body, especially right now. But I've learned so much about sugar on so many levels that I will never look at sugar the same again. I will never look at a piece of birthday cake again the same way, even though I love birthday cake. So again, educate, ask questions, from different people all over, get opinions. And a big one is to talk to somebody. A good friend, a family member you trust, a coach, a therapist, your journal. You can write in your journal and just go, the universe, you can talk to the universe. Anything that feels good to you. I sometimes just talk out loud to myself. And, that can be the truth too. Like you can talk to your higher self because you are there. The person that can get through this, through the challenges, the struggles, is already within you. Your person, you're strong enough. Like your person that can do this is deep inside you. It's going to make you stronger. And I know at the early stages, wherever, like if you're at the early stages, this might be hard to hear because you're like, there's no way out. But the thing is, there's always a way out. And your person, the person that's super strong is within you to help you through this. I am honestly, I believe this 100%. We don't get thrown anything that we can't handle. So for me, honestly, this has been a tough year for me. I've had to put down a lot of things in my business. I've had to kind of set it off to the side. I've had some big dreams, some big goals for my business. And I had to set them down. I had to put them down because I just didn't have it within me, the energy, the creativity. And it was really hard to do that. Because I'm like, well, I'm just not at a place. I didn't want to, I actually was starting to feel like a fraud. I used to be a very confident, motivated person. And I obviously sometimes had to work at it too. I have my own days. I'm not, not perfect. That's for sure. Not even close. The thing is though, I had to lean even harder through all this. And I definitely didn't feel confident. I was on I was really started to I was going to reach out to people locally and start doing circles here in town and things like that. And I didn't have the energy at first. And then I lacked the confidence. Who am I to do this? I know that person that used to be confident and empowered is just under the surface. I can see her. But a while back, that wasn't the case. She really got hidden. I haven't even been able to handle visits from family that I usually am able to handle. Like my mother-in-law, I couldn't do it this year. I should have walked away. I should have booked myself into a hotel or something. But my grandma was also here. So I don't want to leave her hanging because I haven't seen her for it was almost 3 years since seeing her. So I really kind of got stuck and I wasn't the best person because all the tools that I use have kind of faded. When you're going through physical and mental challenges, like I said, you got to be really gentle with yourself. Set some major boundaries with yourself first. That's a big one that I've had to really lean on lately. And then with other people in your life. And then even extended family and things like that. And I really should have known better to change the situation because I wasn't at my best. And usually my husband and I have a good conversation before the visit. But that didn't happen because I was so excited for my grandma to come. So anyways, the big thing here is things happen. We fall down. We can feel mentally unstable or stressed or depressed. We can feel physical pain, mental pain. Your body might not be working the way you want it to. And the first big thing is to give yourself some love. Give yourself a big hug. And when you allow yourself to feel and to move through the pain of whatever it is, or actually it's more, let's go with feelings, like the feelings that you have, move through the feelings. So feel the feelings, then slowly start moving through the feelings. Okay. So I'm just going to recap everything real quick. And again, I'm going to reiterate this huge. And I know how challenging it can be when your body doesn't feel the way you want it to or react the way you want it to. And the mental, your brain is just not who you want it to. Like, you just don't feel like yourself. It's so important to love yourself first. Like, figure out what you need to do there. Do you need to take a week off work? Do you need to go on a little vacation? Do you just need to watch TV for a couple days and just be? Whatever it is, like, obviously, like I said, don't stay in the no moving phase too crazy long, but figure out what it is you need. Just give yourself some, like, what does your body need? What does your mind need? Then when you can finally hear your own thoughts, even if it's just like a little whisper, start thinking about things that you can do. And if you don't know, reach out to other people, educate yourself, ask questions, and don't forget to lean on other people, get support, talk to somebody, even again, if it's just your journal. I hope this has helped. And wherever you are right now, I send you so much love. I feel ya. And if you need to talk to somebody, I'm here. Just email me. It doesn't have to be a phone call. It doesn't have to be a coaching session. You can just email me and let me know where you're at right now. Because I care. I know how crappy it feels. Like I said, when your body is doing things that you don't want it to do, or you don't feel like yourself, and your mind is just not in the right place. If you have nowhere else to turn, or you just feel called to email me, like you just feel like I need to share, I'm here. My email is in the description of this podcast. I'm here for you. I'm sending you so much love. Bye for now.